Hello and welcome back to the Ever Changing World podcast. I'm your host, Ava Zanetti, and today's episode is going to be a little bit sporadic. We have a few news stories that I want to talk about. We, of course, have Elon Musk, who I feel like pops up into almost every single episode of mine in some way. He really has a strong aura and a strong impact on this world where I feel like he just weasels his way into every single conversation on every single platform that I truly see. So truly, I just think that it's always great to talk about him. I know people might get annoyed sometimes, but he's such an influential guy, and he has such amazing, interesting stories, and I think it's important to talk about him. So today we're going to be talking about his Dogecoin lawsuit, which is a very interesting one because it's based off cryptocurrency, of course, which is always a hot and heated topic. As well, I wanted to talk about some innovations in our world, and I saw an article, I was searching through Forbes, and I was like, the Elon Musk topic might not be enough. What should I look? And I was like, Twitter, that's where I got the Elon Musk topic, but Twitter can kind of be sporadic sometimes as well, and it wasn't going great. So I thought, you know what? I love talking about tech and new inventions on this podcast as well. And I thought, you know what? Why not talk about Amazon? So we're going to be talking about some Amazon innovations, as well as I might sprinkle some Neuralink into there as well, or some innovations that Elon Musk has done, just because we're talking about him. But probably just stick to Amazon. I'll see how the episode rolls around. As a little bit of a quick introduction, that I usually like to do. Sometimes I throw this in there. Thought I would today, since I have some new books. I love talking about the books that I've recently read or I'm reading. And currently I'm reading the 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I have to say it's a very interesting book, and actually a lot of the laws I do agree with. I have, I guess, practiced these laws in a way subconsciously. I've never really made a conscious effort to practice these laws, but I've found that, I've subconsciously done so. So, as well, I'm so sorry if you heard that ding. I did not mean to do that. I think I was trying to silence my notifications on my laptop and that happened. Anyways, I think sometimes subconsciously I've used these different laws into place and into power. So I think it's just very interesting that when reading it, I can kind of relate. Or as well, like even the book, even if you don't practice these laws, or if you think it's like really weird that people are reading about these laws, since I know this particular book actually has been banned in prisons because it's that powerful and these laws work that well. So I guess even if you're scared of the book, I think the stories within the book are also just so interesting. Robert Greene adds so many stories, and they're all from early human history, like the 1800s, and I guess maybe not early, but, early-ish human history, relative to us. And I think it's just very interesting how he conceptualizes these different stories that we have and puts them into practice and put these into laws, and we either learn from people's mistakes or learn from their successes. And I think that just in general, in terms of looking at the future, it's always important to go back and look at history. I've talked a lot about Ray Dalio and how his books really do this well, and how his book, The Changing World Order, which is one of his new books, has really, really done this well. I haven't actually quite finished that book yet, but I've been meaning to get to it, since it's just such an interesting concept to really wrap your head around, that yes, history does have all these crazy patterns, and it is easy to protect. Like, once you understand the history behind something, you are in a really good spot, and you can understand the things like the recession, like people are talking about right now, and understand how to battle that, or you can understand these other really big concepts. So, I think that Robert Greene does that part really well, as well as Ray Dalio is great investor, obviously, from Bridgewater Associates. So I always love recommending people those books as well, since I just think those are so powerful as well. I love Principles. And the recent book has been really amazing as well. Yeah, so as well, I wanted to also mention that I bought another new book today. I went to Indigo since I had to get summer reading books. You know how that goes. I have to read 2 this summer since I'm doing the pre-AP, or the harder course option, so that's always fun. But I do enjoy English, so that'll be good. But I bought a third book because, I was in the business section. I was in the business section first. Actually, I was in the science section after. And there was this other book that spoke to me, but I was like, I don't want to spend $100 exactly. So I spent $80 instead. For 3 books. I know, quite insane book prices these days, especially in Canada. But I was in the business section originally, and I was like, what books don't I have, or books I've been thinking about getting, and I was looking, and nothing really spoke to me, and then I saw this one singular book on the shelf, and I am not kidding, it almost shined. It was like a light beam into my eyes. I could almost see it, and it was just so amazing. I just felt like a moment that this book was meant for me. It's called Running with Purpose, or maybe Running on Purpose. I should probably get this title correct. The foreword is by Warren Buffett, and it's about the company Brooks. So if you don't know, I am a runner. I'm a marathoner, and I'm planning to run a second marathon next year. So, actually, before I went to Running Room today, the running store, we actually bought Brooks today. I brought you Brooks. I found this book. And Brooks are, to me at least, they're my favorite running shoe brand. I just find they are the best for my feet and the best for long distance, and they really have transformed the business as well. And I'm really excited to read this book. The sales associate at Running Room actually was talking to me about the history behind Brooks, and I was like, that's so funny, I just bought a book about that just a few seconds ago. So Warren Buffett actually invests into Brooks, and he has changed a lot. I mean, I know a lot of their clothes are really good too, so it's very, very interesting. I believe it's called Running with Purpose. Yes. By Jim Weber. Really amazing. I'm really excited to read it. I got the gist of the story today from Running Room. Maybe I'll give a little bit of forward. It's talking about how CEO Jim Weber transformed a failing business into $1 billion brand. The ultra-competitive global running market. The running market is kind of crazy. And Warren Buffett also invests in it, which I think is really, really interesting. And actually what they do at Brooks and how they make their products is really special, and I love their products. One of their big competitors is Hoka. I had Hoka running shoes. I'm going to be honest, I love Brooks more. So can't really complain about that. So yeah, the foreword is by Warren Buffett. And then it's talking about how this failing business turned into $1 billion business. So I think that is really, really interesting. So yeah, totally recommend that book as well. I just bought it, and I'm sure hopefully next week I can talk to you about that book, and give you some insights on that. So besides all of that, besides the point, a little bit of preface on today's episode, probably going to be around 45 minutes, because I don't expect to be talking about Dogecoin for that long, nor Amazon, but we'll see. So let's just get into it. Let's get into Elon Musk. So a little bit of background once again. Elon Musk has invested into Dogecoin. A little bit of maybe a preface on Dogecoin, because I think that's probably important. Maybe a little bit of a what is Dogecoin. It has been falling. I don't think it's ever been really that high. No, there was a spike. There was a spike. I'm looking at the chart right now. There was a spike in 2021, but it's never been worth more than 80 cents. So it's not like some great, yeah. So I just want to explain. Dogecoin was made as a meme. And Dogecoin was made as a meme. And it was made really, really, really early. Let me look this up. What is Dogecoin? I'm on the Dogecoin website. And I just want to... I want to look at the history of Dogecoin. So it started in 2013 by Jackson Palmer and Billy Marcus. It was initially started as a joke on the popular meme featuring the Shiba Inu, and it is based on Litecoin and uses the same proof of work technology. So I was watching an interview on the H3H3 podcast, actually, with, I believe it was Jackson Palmer, but it was one of the CEOs of it, or one of the co-founders. Sorry, who created it. And he was talking about, for him, he doesn't really love cryptocurrency, while his partner, who actually interacts with Elon Musk on Twitter a lot, kind of believes in it more. But anyways, this guy who was on the H3 podcast was talking about how it was started as a meme, and actually how it was really, really, really easy and quick to make it. It was super easy. It was super quick. And he said that the Dogecoin, like, it's ridiculous how much it blew up. Because there wasn't really much work that went into it. So that I found really, really interesting. So with that, comes a really interesting history behind it, where, yeah, it was a joke, and then, Elon Musk comes into it, and then it blows up. So it was created as a joke by software engineers. It was considered the first meme coin, and more specifically, the first dog coin. And some actually consider it a proper investment. It was introduced on December 6, 2013, developed its own online community, reaching a market capitalization of over $65 billion on May 5th, 2021. It is a current shirt sponsor, sleeve only, of Premier Club of Watford. So it was a joke, and it was kind of a satirical way to make fun of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies with the plan to take over the world, and obviously cryptocurrency has become really big recently, so it's quite funny. With help of Reddit, it became an instant hit. In 2 weeks, Dogecoin has so much a dedicated blog and forum. And market value reached $8 million, one shopping to become the 7th largest electronic currency in the world. Dogecoin is based on a script algorithm with the transaction processes more convenient than Bitcoin. Dogecoin only takes 1 minute to confirm, while Bitcoin takes 10 minutes. So actually, some may consider it better. So yeah, that is kind of the little bit of the history with Dogecoin. And it kind of surpassed it. Maybe I'll go through the whole history. So, again, as I mentioned, it was founded in December 6, 2013. Within first 30 days, there was 1 million visitors to Dogecoin.com. So the little website that they created for Dogecoin had over 1 million visitors. Palmer's kind of making the idea a reality. At the time, he was a member of Adobe Systems Marketing Department in Sydney. Purchased the domain Dogecoin.com and added a splash screen, which featured all this different stuff. So on December 19, 2013, Dogecoin had nearly 300% of value in 72 hours. And it grew a bit, etc. December 25th, on Christmas, 2013, again, first major theft of Dogecoin occurred, where millions of coins were stolen during a hack on the online cryptocurrency wallet platform Doge Wallet. So there was a hack at one point in January 2014, so again, only a little bit later. Dogecoin briefly surpassed that of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies combined. However, its market capitalization remains sustainably behind that of Bitcoin. Initially, Dogecoin was randomized reward, which was receiving each mining block. However, in March 2014, Paver was later updated to static block reward. So they just changed a few things. Co-founder Jackson Palmer left the cryptocurrency community. So that was the one of the H3 podcasts, as I mentioned before, in 2015. No plans to return. And he has the belief that cryptocurrency, originally conceived as a libertarian alternative to money, is fundamentally exploitative and built to enrich its top proponents. His co-founder, Billy Marcus, agreed that Palmer's position was generally valid. So he also kind of agrees, but he's still in the community, and he talks to Elon and Musk a lot. So during the 2017 to early 2018 cryptocurrency bubble, Dogecoin briefly reached a peak of 0.017 per coin on January 7th, 2018, pulling its total market capitalization to near $2 billion USD. July 2020, so we're jumping a little bit more again. Price of Dogecoin spiked following a TikTok trend aimed at getting Dogecoin to $1. So now the online community was banding together to try and just make this joke coin a thing, a reality. In January 2021, so not too far from when I'm talking, it's currently end of June, crazy, 2022. And anyways, Dogecoin went up over 800% in 24 hours, attaining a price of 7 cents as a result of attention from Reddit users, and of course was encouraged by Elon Musk, which is why we're talking about this in the first place, and the GameStop short squeeze. So at one point, people again made a joke to let's get GameStop up super high, and obviously that was quite funny. In February 2021, Dogecoin hit a new price of 8 cents, following Twitter encouragement from Musk, Snoop Dogg, and Gene Simmons. In March 2021, Dallas Mavericks owner Mark Cuban announced which is interesting, who's on Shark Tank, if you don't know exactly, remember who he is, announced that his NBA team would allow purchasing tickets with products with Dogecoin. Within 2 days, Cuban declared his franchise to become the top Dogecoin merchant, having carried out 20,000 transactions. So it was very funny. Mark Cuban kind of said, oh yeah, you can use Dogecoin. So it was actually becoming really, real during this time, during 2021, and it kind of blew up in a way. In April 2021, so a month after the Mark Cuban thing, Dogecoin and other cryptocurrencies surged. It's simulated by direct listing, so the market just kind of surged. And Coinbase did not provide trading of Dogecoin. So its price first reached to 10 cents on April 14th, before hitting a new high of 45 cents on April 16th, of 400% that week, with a volume of nearly 7 billion traded in the preceding 24 hours. At that time, Dogecoin's market capitalization approached 50 billion, making it the 5th highest value cryptocurrency. And its value had increased more than 7,000% year to date. So just crazy, crazy spikes from all this outrage. On May 4th, 2021, the value of Dogecoin first surpassed the symbolic hurdle of 50 cents. Again, a greater 20,000% increase in 1 year. So kind of again, moving back to Elon Musk, on May 8th, 2021, despite or perhaps because of expectations of a surge in interest in Dogecoin, results from Elon Musk's appearance on Saturday Night Live, Dogecoin dropped 34% from about 70 cents to below 47 cents 45 minutes later. So just big spiral down. But the following morning, Dogecoin was a low of 40 cents and a huge drop and lost over $35 billion of value. May 9th, 2021, SpaceX announced a rideshare mission to the moon completely funded by Dogecoin. Of course, more jokes. That's beginning the first space mission funded by a cryptocurrency. Again, very funny. Elon Musk confirmed this news via Twitter. Doge 1 will be a minor 40, so this is actually real. Sorry about that. Doge 1 will be a minor 40 kilogram rideshare payload on Intrusive Missions IM-1 mission to Q1 2022. I want to check if this actually happened, because I don't think it did, or I don't know if it's still in the works, because I didn't hear about this news. Yeah, no, nothing has really come out of it. I don't think that they have. Okay, it says August 15th this is set for, so I'm sure I'll be talking about this by August 15th. Anyway, so you heard that news. Elon Musk kind of supported it, and he tweeted a lot about Dogecoin. So now, the big headline, the big news on every single article that I've seen recently, as well as every single tweet I've seen recently, or maybe it's just because I talk a lot about Elon Musk and I see a lot of Elon Musk tweets. Besides the point, Elon Musk's support for Dogecoin grows stronger following the $258 billion lawsuit that is against him. I want to look at Elon Musk's net worth right now because this is going to affect it. So Elon Musk is currently worth $213.9 billion. So they are suing him $40 billion over what he is worth currently, which means he'd be $40 billion of debt, obviously, if this properly went through and all of that, though I don't believe it will. But he was actually pretty unshaken about this, and the big other news about it that was kind of propped up was him tweeting and saying, "I will keep supporting Dogecoin." So, talking about the lawsuit, to kind of go into it, the lawsuit demanded $250 billion in total monetary damages from Musk, while requesting the court to rule Doge trading as gambling in the United States. Really, really big claims. And it was so the case was received by a New York district court as a class action complaint against the world's richest man for alleged Ponzi scheme using Doge. The lawsuit, however, did not resonate with the crypto community as entrepreneurs began to ridicule the move. Musk, too, was seemingly unshaken by the allegation. On Saturday, when this was written, the creator, Billy Marcus, who is no longer part of the project, shares vision for Dogecoin that goes beyond the hype, recommending the developers focus more on its utility and security. Musk agreed with more currency-like, reply to Marcus' suggestion. Musk further reassured Marcus by sharing his openness to use Dogecoin as payment for further services, in addition to Tesla and SpaceX merch. So another big thing he did is he said, "Oh, you can buy Tesla and SpaceX merch with Dogecoin," which I think is so funny because there's not really much of a difference with buying something with cryptocurrency or real money, but I guess it's just the idea of it. So bad actors trying to cash in on Musk's success have found to be realizing deepfake videos promoting cryptocurrency scams. So there's been a lot of deep fake videos. If you don't know what a deep fake video is, a little brief recap of it, I guess. A deep fake video is basically a video of someone. It could it's just this technology that's pretty insane that can make it look like you are speaking something or saying something when you're really not. So they'll throw someone's face on someone else's face and be like, oh my gosh, look, they said I have a Ponzi scheme, like Elon Musk or something. And then people might believe it. You might have seen the Chinese Elon Musk, the China Elon Musk, and it's a deep fake. I believe it's a deep fake. It looks like a deep fake. And it does really look like a Chinese Elon Musk, but I'm pretty confident it's a deep fake. Deep fakes have gotten really, really good recently, which is actually pretty scary for the world, because if deep fakes get really good, that means big figures are in really deep trouble, because obviously, you know, big bad things could be happening. So yeah, that's kind of that issue with that. So there's been a few deepfake videos that have went viral. I want to see if I can play this one for you guys. Oh, this is really bad. Okay, we're gonna try watching this on Twitter. Let's see if the volume will go through. Let's see how this works. Hopefully nothing bad is on it. All right. So this video claims that trading platform is owned by Elon Musk and offers 30% returns on crypto deposits, which is all pretty much fake. This is a deep fake video. Again, I'm going to say this is a deep fake video. This has gone viral, and it's making it basically seem like he's saying he owns it and 30% returns on crypto deposits, whatever. So here is that video, and then I'll tell you Elon Musk's response.
What can you tell us about your project B and how it will help people get rich right now?
Today we are launching an investment project that is working right now if you see this video. Absolutely everyone can earn in it. Everything is very simple. You invested your money in Bitcoin for TeslaTreebot.net is our bot, after which everyone who invested their cryptocurrency will be able to receive exactly 30% of dividends every day from the investment amount.
How long will it take for dividends to arrive?
I'm sure that from 3 months.
Is the number of seats unlimited?
Yes, absolutely.
What can you tell us?
So that video kind of sounds real. You can kind of tell it's a robot. The face, like, honestly, if you weren't really paying attention to, like, if you really weren't thinking or didn't really know who Elon was or, like, what he looked like or sounded like, it could be kind of realistic, though the technology isn't quite there to make it super, super realistic. Though Elon Musk replied and said, yikes, def, not me, obviously responding and saying, you know, all of this. So it is very interesting. But I just think Elon is kind of just like, no, it's not me, whatever. So there is that side of that story. So as well, I wanted to look into some Elon tweets about this. I want to see if he's replied to anybody. So I'm going into his replies. Let's see. He has lots and lots. He was talking about what cheese everybody likes. I don't even know anymore. Talking about cheeses he likes. Birth rates. That's a big one that he talks about a lot, which I might get into one day, one episode. So the guy the Marcus, he calls himself Shibudashi Natakamo, which I can't pronounce his first name. Not Shibutachi Nakamo, something like that. Sorry, I literally cannot pronounce it. But the guy who it's a play on words because the guy who made Bitcoin is named something first name Natakamo. So it's like, oh, Shiba Natashimo is the joke, whatever. So Elon replies to him a lot. And then Elon Musk, on June 19th, he said, I will keep supporting Dogecoin in response to the lawsuit. Some guy replied, keep buying it then. And then Elon Musk replied to that saying, I am. So he definitely is, supporting it. And I think that is important. You know what? He is supporting what he believes in. So, I mean, you can't really say much about that. Again, he kind of said, no, it's not me, blah, blah, blah. So that's basically the lawsuit. It's pretty fragile. No way it's going to properly go through. And Dogecoin actually spiked after Elon said he'll keep buying it. So Elon does have a huge impact of it going big up and down, but you can't connect that to him, you can't really connect that to him being a scammer or being a scam artist in any way. So I think that's the main thing about Elon. I want to kind of move on to Amazon, since I think we've talked enough about Elon recently. I'm not a member of Forbes. I can't read this article, but I can read another. All right. So this article is by Investopedia, and I just wanted to talk about, for fun, 4 amazing Amazon technologies and 1 bomb. I thought it would just be fun to talk about new tech that Amazon has. Amazon does a lot of new tech a lot of the time. I think it's important to talk about it. So, one of the new technologies that they've been working on is the Amazon, make sure you know, virtual dash button. So, when Amazon announced this new dash button technology in late March 2015, the idea was very, very far-fetched that many people took it as an April Fool's joke. The company had to issue a statement basically saying, no, it is real. So what this is, it began its life as a single-function controller about the size of a pack of gum that Amazon users could place around the house. Each button corresponded to a household necessity by brand name. The user just pressed the dash button to reorder detergent or razor blades. Amazon discontinued the physical devices in 2019. It continues to support the buttons that are in place, including some that were installed by appliances by their manufacturers. The company said they sold millions of dash buttons at $5 each. Apparently feels that Alexa voice assistant supplemented the functions of the buttons. So that's kind of the bomb. I mean, it didn't really work out. I know Amazon was also working on a phone at one point. I read a book about Amazon a few months ago, and it was really, really interesting, since it spoke a lot about all the interesting busts and amazing things that Amazon has done. But the interesting one that I think has been really interesting recently, and a lot of people are kind of scared of actually, is Amazon Fresh. So online grocery shopping obviously has been here forever. I know my family usually orders groceries online, and it dates back to the 1990s. Amazon, however, is the only company that has managed to achieve lasting success with this business model. So its Amazon Fresh sustainability subsidiary allows users to serve geographic markets. So right now, what that basically means is there's only a few places that offer it. These places that offer allows place grocery orders from the company's expensive line of fresh produce, brand name packaged goods, and Amazon branded ready-to-heat and ready-to-eat meals. A truck delivers the order in 2 hours. So this it's actually launched in 2007 in the Seattle suburbs. Since 2013, it has been expanding quickly and reaches more than 5,000 cities and towns. Amazon's purchase of Whole Foods in 2017 expanded the service's product line. The big thing about this is that now they're actually making stores that allows you to put food, grocery items, into your cart, and Amazon will automatically know if you bought it or not, and it'll automatically pay for it, and then if you put it back, it'll know that you don't want it anymore, and when you're done, you just walk out the store, and then you bought everything, so you can't even steal from the Amazon store, because it's connected to you, and you can't run away from it. So that is really interesting to me. And that product is really, really funny. The grocery store one, I think people are scared of it because obviously it is kind of a big err on privacy in a way. It's just very scary because the world is getting a lot more autonomous, and that it really is a big sign of it. So those are some of them. The phone that I was talking about is called the Amazon Fire Phone, and that was the big bomb. So yeah, that is quite interesting. The other thing that I wanted to talk about was about Jeff Bezos before we finish off today's episode. It's a little bit of a shorter one since the news has been a little bit slow lately, or at least maybe I haven't been inspired lately to find better news, but here we are. So Jeff Bezos, I want to talk about this because I thought that talking about people and the things that they think about and do for success is important. So Jeff Bezos actually keeps a 16-year-old frame magazine as a reminder that Amazon's most profitable service was once just a risky bet. So obviously a lot of people have framed diplomas, as this article says, others framed with celebrities, but Jeff has framed a 16-year-old copy of a Business Week magazine. So it's from 2006, and it's a Business Week article, and it was framed as a reminder. So this risky bet that Wall Street disliked was AWS, which generated revenue of more than $62 billion last year. So this article is titled, Amazon's Risky Bet. CEO Jeff Bezos wants to run your business with his web technology. Wall Street wishes he would just mind the store. And I think this really lights a fuel under you, seeing something like this. So I wanted to mention this because I thought it was very interesting. So kind of circling back, I think I'm going to go back and talk about Elon, I guess, because we have some time. And I wanted to throw this out there. I want to hear your guys' thoughts before we finish off today's episode. So Elon has recently, he hasn't talked about it, but I saw on Twitter, of course, it's very real though, I checked it online, it's real. I saw that one of Elon Musk's sons, he has twins that just turned 18 in April. One of his sons is transgender, or wants to be a woman, like currently, and they were doing the filing. And the interesting thing that they mentioned that I did really want to talk about, let me find I screenshotted it. So they were changing their name. I don't want to say who it exactly was. I figured it out, but privacy reasons, I don't think they need that out there. But they're trying to convert to female, and for the reason for the name change, right, because this is all public information, it's California court documents, it's public information. But the reason for the name change, quote, gender identity and the fact that I no longer live with or wish to be related to my biological father in any way, shape, or form. So yeah, I'm just going to leave that there. I think that's very interesting. I think we need to, Elon has strong opinions about trans people. I don't believe he supports them or believes in it, or who knows? Who knows what Elon Musk is like truly around his family. So I think that's interesting, and I think that's why I want to mention that. So to wrap it all up, guys, today was a shorter episode. Thought it'd be a little bit longer, but you know what? Here we are. The Elon Musk lawsuit, I think, personally, I wanted to talk about this. I personally think it is quite fabricated. I don't think they're going to get away with much with it, to be quite honest. It's not really a lawsuit that has much going for it. No way this guy is going to make $250 billion because he thinks, right? Yeah, you could say Elon changed the market by talking about things, but that happens all the time, right? Warren Buffett invests in something or takes out his investments. People see that, and then they'll change their opinion, right? Elon tweeting about it, yeah, sure, it could do something. You could argue it, yeah, but you can't say that's the reason why. You could say, well, maybe you shouldn't trust Elon Musk with your investing advice. He's just putting something out there and saying he likes Dogecoin. Maybe you shouldn't trust Elon Musk. So, the markets change when big people have influence. So I don't really think there is any sustainability to that. As well, the Amazon thing, I'll just briefly about innovation there. I'm sure I'll do a bigger episode where I actually talk about all their big innovations. But I just wanted to throw it out there, see how I liked talking about, all these great people and and the Amazon team. Jeff Bezos, as much as I talk about Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos is also a really interesting person. He has a really interesting story, and I would love to one day get into all of that and get into his, really big goals as well and everything that he does. So yeah, I just want to finish off the episode there. Guys, next week, it's going to be another episode next Tuesday. Watch out, of course. And please connect. The Instagram is ever.changingworld. Again, ever.changingworld. I post all the time on there. Twitter, everchangingwor. Again, everchangingwor. I post basically never on there. But Cambridge_bound. Again, Cambridge_bound. I post briefly on there sometimes. The website is showsacast.com/ever-changing-world. Again, showsacast.com/ever-changing-world. You can watch the podcast pretty much anywhere. Just look up Ever Changing World Podcast. Thank you all so much for listening. I will see you all next week. Stay tuned and please follow to stay updated in case, of course, I miss a week or something is going on. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. And the world is always changing.